All right, welcome on in again to Matt and the Hat. We are here to play some Pathfinder 2 in the world of Eberron in a game story that I have created for that setting. This game and everything in it is made by adults for adults. There are going to be adult descriptions, adult language, and adult themes. So if you're not an adult, please leave. Thank you. And with all of that said and done, our characters have recently emerged from part of the sewers of Throneport, where they were asked to clean up by Rontaltain. It wasn't, necessarily against them. It was just the next thing on the list to do, and that's what he gave us to do, and we went and did that as well as a few other side things that we achieved, and we reported back, and he was very happy with our progress. He was very happy with our conduct. He wasn't very happy to hear some of the things that we had told him about what was going on in the streets. And more especially, he wasn't happy to have heard about that horologium soldier who brutally murdered someone, in public. And he promised to go follow that up with the Domine and to get some action taken. In addition, he wasn't happy to hear that there were people living in the sewers. He knew that people were homeless, but I guess he sees it perhaps as something that needs to be solved, but realizes that it's a long ass journey to do. So he wrote some notes, and he is going to be basically reporting that to the Council of Throneport, seeing if anything can be done. In addition to that, he is here. We are still in a meeting with him as we speak. If you have any questions for him in regards to anything that we have discovered here, anything about the city, anything about his plans, or about him in general, feel free to always get to know these NPCs. Know that that these characters have histories, personalities, knowledge that could be useful to you. You don't have to, but it's there if you want. Know that they're not just a name on a stick. They actually have stuff going on. In addition, something that I also need to put on the journal entries here is that he has invited us at the end of the week to join him and his father at his father's home for dinner. And he has set us up with rooms at the Brass Ring Inn, which we haven't gone and visited yet because we're still in a meeting with him at this stage. And he has given us directions to the Brass Ring Inn in the Daroon Gate District, which is also where his offices are. So it's just down the road a little bit from him, a little bit to the south from where his offices are. And he said that there is also another establishment where people can find enjoyment, and that is at the Feral Dog. And he says that the Feral Dog is more like a, I don't know, gaming place. Sort of, you can think of it like gambling, and they've got drinks and food, but it's not, it's more of a game house than anything. Sprawling kind of layout and kind of rough and tumble, whereas the Brass Ring Inn, where you'll be staying, is a nice establishment. And he told you that you would be meeting Carla Thoros there, and to give her this token, and that you would get rooms, and that there would be other adventurers or people, groups of people like yourselves that are looking to help Throneport, also being uh, accommodated at least till the end of the week, at which point, assessments are going to be made and decisions are going to be made as to what will happen next. So I think that that's a pretty decent summary of things. You are free to explore at least this district, and if you want to go elsewhere, you're going to have to ask Runtle. He does, and I didn't say this last time, but he does mention to those of you that do live here already that you have a place that you grew up in. He said that if you want, he will write a recommendation for you that you can then take to the consulate of your nation, or the nation that is represented by the area that you're living, and that you'll be able to give that to them, and hopefully they will get you a permanent pass into that area, into and out of that area with his recommendation. So
yes, please.
So let me write this down here in the Discord then. So I'm going to put this in goals. Yeah, goals and aspirations. This is going to be permanent passes into certain areas of Throneport. And this is going to be Anders. So that will be Black March, is that right? That's what we...
That is correct.
Black March. And okay, if there's anyone else that comes up with one, feel free to let us know.
Yeah. It'd be good to get back to where I was.
Murden. And Murden, you were...
It was one of the top green ones.
Okay.
Or is it all green that fits? Or is it specific region in green?
Not all of it, no.
Specific region.
So let me just have a quick look here.
It was... Yes.
Be either Diana's Refuge or the Bright Quarter, which has be probably Diana's Refuge or Silverlight. Yeah, probably Silverlight. I think that's what we said.
Okay. Yeah, it's where you said that a lot of the urchins and stuff would have been.
Yeah, child exploitation. Yeah. Okay, so Silverlight. Okay, and if we, if the rest of us establish a place that we want to be, all that, he'll sign stuff. Any other?
Yeah. Kenora Park.
Kenora Park. Sweet. I'll write that down. Thank you. And that is...
If you hear anything, that's the coffee maker, or the teapot.
No worries.
I'm trying to keep it nice and muted.
Thank you for the lurk, Viking Silverwolf. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well today. Cool, guys. So you are still in a meeting with Rontaltane. Any other things that we want to aim for or develop and stuff can go into that chat. I don't have to be the one that writes it. You guys can do that. It is now up to you where you want to go, what you want to do, what you want to say, who you want to say it to. And so the game is in your hands, guys. Go for it.
I would say personally that I would inquire where is the best place to gather information that is not through official channels like rumors, hearsay, etc.?
Are you
Well,
asking Runtul?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Runtul would recommend Carlothoros, the owner and proprietor of the Brass Ring Inn that you are going to be living at
Okay.
for free
All right.
over the next couple of days.
wonderful. Off to the brass rail for a bath. We just spent how many hours in the sewers? We all freak.
Yeah. Cool. Is anyone else have anything before we transition to the Brass Ring Inn then? Just want to make sure.
I would just want to get a pass to visit the lady.
Yes, I will pop that in, and that is Haven Point. Okay. That's for Leah, Haven Point, and Dantina. And I'm just going to put home for the rest of these at this stage because that's what those are. Cool. Excellent. Very good. So, as we transition maps to the Brass Ring Inn, a few things. This is just a representation of the brass ring. It's not going to fully match the description that I have because maps are maps. We get what we can, and sometimes they're not exactly perfect, but that is okay. So what I'm going to do, we're going to describe first, and then I will reveal what we're using to represent that. So the Brass Ring Inn is a large two-story timber-framed building with a blue tile roof. Accommodations consist of several large rooms with beds and woolen mattresses. The common room features a large fireplace against the south wall and mismatched wooden tables and chairs. On most days, Carlothoros, the owner, manages the efficient and loyal staff. She has a lithe frame and supple muscles with jet black hair and ice blue eyes. She favors her left leg as she works, but the injury to her right thigh doesn't seem to slow her down. So, let us now activate this scene, and I need to drag us over here, so give me a second, please. Let's view this again. No, not that one. This one. And I'll just copy all of you.
This is a wonderful looking map, by the way.
Yes, I will let us know in a second where I found this one. This is otherwise normally known as the Manticore's Tail. There we go. And do I have? I don't remember exactly where it is, but I got this online. If you look up the Manticore's Tail, you'll find people that made this. Normally there's a tag about it, but it doesn't look like there is one for this one. Must have been a free one. Sometimes they're completely free, sometimes they're a donation, all sorts of different things that are available on the World Wide Webs. But we appreciate the use of this. Thank you. It is not my own work. And yeah, this is the Brass Ring Inn for the sake and purpose of this particular campaign. So,
Question.
Yeah.
Are these things back here?
The private booths.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm sorry. They looked like it because they had walls, but I didn't know if they were like rooms or?
Yeah, so the rooms, so this is obviously the common room, common area,
Mhm.
and then I will activate this one as well, and these are the rooms.
Okay.
So yeah, it gives you a general picture of what is going on. Number of the rooms have bars, little wash tubs, and there are common baths as well, or wash tubs over in this area too. So there you go. It's a fairly small, but very nice. It's not like super, fancy, but it's homely. It's homely. It's warm, and yeah, comfy. And so as you can see, the rooms have multiple beds in them. That is on purpose. So you will be sharing a room with multiple beds. For the sake and purpose of what you see versus what is there, count that any of these rooms have enough beds, both single and whatever else, to house you, even if the particular representation that you see doesn't. Know that they all do. So
I don't need a bed.
You can just pick a room, whichever room, and essentially each of the groups of people who are working for Rontaltain at the moment are each sharing a room. So you guys will share a room, and each of the other groups will share a room. So whichever one you like the look of most, and just imagine that there's enough beds and everything there for you. Okay.
Oh, we're up 6,800. That means everybody.
What's that? Jeez.
Background.
Only need 3 beds, really.
I mean, you don't sleep like you.
I don't need a bed. Anders only needs half a bed, and Aaron only needs half a bed.
Yeah.
Anders and Mearden can share a bed.
No.
As you go upstairs and explore, you do find that there are fresh sheets, all of that available. There's a cupboard that's been set up that has laundered sheets, laundered bedding, all those things that you need. The room that you're set up with has whatever creature comforts you decide. And what I might do is I'm just gonna reactivate the common room because we're going to meet Carlothoros. We will set up a transition as we go. That will mean that you can go to where the stairs are, and it will jump you to the other map. But for the moment, I haven't done that, so I just have to activate them. But let me drag Carlothoros, or at least a representation of Carla, over for us.
Yeah,
and I will describe her as well. Okay, so here she is. Okay. Let's put her over there. This is what I have written about Carlothoros. Ask just about any Darun Gate or Brelish Zone local, or any travelling merchant or frequent Throneport visitor, and they'll inevitably say the same thing about Carla. If she ain't seen it, no one has. Heir to a massive and very lucrative Brelish winery, Carla was working from 6 years old. She left home at 10, joining a traveling circus, and has been to just about every continent on Eberron. Carla has an infectious smile and is not afraid of getting her hands dirty. When she returned to Corvair at the tender age of 17, she joined the Brelish Musket Cavalry and fought valiantly for her people. Now the manager of the most patroned inn in all of Throneport, Carla has her ears to the ground and eyes everywhere. She still has her lithe frame and supple muscles, something even younger women are envious of, and older men ogle day in and day out. Her hair is black as jet, and if it weren't tied up and pinned down to resemble a porcupine, it would reach almost to the floor. Her eyes are ice blue, and she has all of her own teeth, except for one, which is gold-capped. Those that know Carla well are aware of an injury to her right thigh, which was crushed by her horse as it collapsed to the ground during the war. Despite this injury, Carla is a master at her work, and when she isn't at the ring, she trains horses, a passion of hers since she was young. She also owns the Throneport stables and loves riding her favourite out of the city, making a route from the pastoral estates of House Vidalis to the north all the way down to the Valinar encampment in the south. So these are things that you will likely find out about her over time. But for now, you just see this sort of middle-aged, sort of 40 around 40-year-old woman. And she is wearing simple tavern keeper's clothes and is polishing glasses and serving drinks. And there is a staff, but the staff are not pictured. So know that there are serving people. There are also, a cook and all of these sorts of things that you can see and interact with, but they're not named like Carla is, unless you decide, I want to know about such a person, and then we will generate them, and I will flesh them out as time goes on, or we will flesh them out as time goes on. Okay? So,
Question.
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
What time of day is it? It is nighttime. So,
Okay.
you have basically... You reported in about 5:30-ish. Spent a little bit of time with Rontal and have headed out. So it's not absolute dark outside, but it is,
It's dusk.
Dusk with and dinner is being served currently at the inn. You see multiple groups of adventuring types or people like yourselves that are sitting around tables, eating meals, and drinking. Everyone seems to be pretty at ease, and the serving staff and other staff members seem to be very skilled and attentive to you as you spend time here. She will let you know after you give her the token and everything. She will assign you a room. You can decide which one it is, but for the purpose of narrative, she assigns it, and she will let you know that for today, your meals have also been paid for. But after today, you will need to anytime you eat here. You'll need to pay for that, but your rooms have been paid for till the end of the week, and today's meal is on the house.
So I stand where I am on the map, and I ask her. So I like to. Well, okay, so I'm badly injured, so I'm a little. I don't know. I'm obviously tired. I'm obviously in a bit of a rough shape. Like I don't smell very good. But I ask her, is the water upstairs like what do we do for the bath? Like, can we? Is it just? Do we just like warm it on the fire? I
She
don't know.
says
I'm looking
that
for a hot bath.
she's been expecting groups of people coming tonight. Like the rooms have all been booked by the council, and you are one of the groups that are going to come in. So all of the baths have been prepared. There may be a slight wait because
Sure.
there's already people here that have been partaking in that. There's a sign up. When the sign is clear, you just turn it to clear when you're done. It means that that is vacant, and when the sign says it's occupied, it's occupied. Pretty simple.
All right, thank you. And is there a place to train like with my sword or like whatnot?
Not
Because
in this establishment, she says.
well, not here. I mean, like outside, like nearby.
She says, look, every area has its own barracks. You could potentially join, or as an adventurer, register as an adventurer, and potentially be able to train with the barracks. Otherwise, you can go slightly out of town to Gnath Vidalis's stables, and he's got an area out there where people who haven't registered or otherwise can train. And there's also a hunting ground. She says you don't want to like travel too far north and east because too far, I mean, the hunting ground is sort of cordoned off, and then beyond that it's not, yeah, you don't want to hunt in that forest. But for the most part, you know, Gnath can show you around there. And you know, there's an archery ground out there, and some sort of had a haphazard, unofficial training areas where people can tend to go. Otherwise, it's going to be barracks of whatever nation each area has.
Okay. Thank you, my lady. And I'll
Just ask if she has a bucket and a pump or well or something nearby that I can use.
A bucket?
Yeah. I don't need to take a bath. I just need to rinse off anything that got on me on the sewers.
I'm sure that there would be.
Like if they got a pump in the back or a well or something nearby.
Yeah, there'd be something like that for sure.
There's a public fountain, I'm sure, that you could probably go pollute.
Yeah, there would be a little well or I don't think it would be a pump in this situation, but there'd be a well out the back somewhere.
So as soon as I hear her say that there's a wait probably to get in the bath, I'm going to find where the line is and get in it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you go upstairs, and so the situation upstairs.
Can I say something while he's doing that?
Yeah.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to turn to you and be like, why would you need a bath?
Time alone away from you and everyone else.
Okay. I'll cast prestidigitation on myself to get rid of the smell and any soiling that would have happened.
I noticed what he did, and I tell him sometimes baths aren't necessarily for cleaning; they are for relaxation.
But water costs money.
And ours have been paid for. I would take advantage while you can. If you've never had a bath before, you don't know what you're missing.
He is that kind of
Isn't
a
it just
street
like
urchin,
swimming?
possibly. No.
Yeah, these baths aren't going to be big enough for someone to swim in, even for somebody of your stature.
They are, they're basically a big
metal tub.
metal tub, yeah.
The
And
kind from The Witcher.
yeah, it it's not really large enough for two people unless they, doing things.
Sorry.
So yeah, they're mostly single affairs, but there's plenty of space, for you can stretch your legs out and stuff. But yeah, as soon as two people get in, it's like kind of uncomfortable. But
I mean, there's no room for water.
yeah, that's the sort of thing, and they're being monitored by the staff. There's water, fresh hot water being circulated, and dregs are pulled out if there's issues, things like that. They're when the sign is put to blank, a staff member will go in. We'll just sort of do a quick spot clean, check if the water's still hot, maybe refresh it, and then it's not completely fresh water each time, but it's relatively good. After every sort of 3 or 4 people, they'll refresh the water, so it's pretty good service really for an inn.
Fair. So this is why people bathe in the ocean and the lake.
People soup.
So there's a few of the tubs that are currently all of the tubs are in use. When you go upstairs, one of the tubs is going to be occupied for at least another hour. The other one has only about a 10-minute wait. Those are the public ones.
Leah's gonna come up and introduce herself to the lady at the counter and hold out her hand to shake her hand.
Okay, she'll shake it firmly and she'll say, "Oh, so your name is Leah?"
Leah.
Yeah. Well, I'm Kala. It's good to meet you, Leah. Don't look like you're from around here.
No, I'm from Sean.
Oh. I can't say I know too much about Sean. I visited Sean once or twice. Yeah, she says I've been there, but it was really just in passing. It was more of a hub where the rail went, and then I left to the north to go visit the family wineries. So it's more just in passing, but yes, it's a great spectacle.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy you don't have any sky cities.
He says, well, there's not many places like Sean. He says, I've been pretty much all over Eberron, all over Corvair, and I can tell you, it's not really any place like Sean. As she taps her ruby slipper.
So you mean to tell me that there aren't sky cities all over the place?
Look, there are floating cities and floating colleges, but not to the extent of Shan. Shan is the city of towers, and it is one of a kind in its scope.
This is the first time I've ever traveled, so never knew that.
She says, well, yeah, and look, as you've obviously noticed, Thornport is significantly smaller and significantly less populated. But well, look, we have our own pros and cons here, and I've owned this tavern a while, and so I can tell you about the local digs if you like, and always feel free to come by for a good quality meal. Make sure you're looked after. It's really a pleasure to meet you. Hopefully you find yourself comfortable. If you have any issues, let us know. Any of the staff, you can ask them, and we'll do our best to make sure that you're feeling as comfortable as possible in this new location.
Thank you. Much appreciated. I will say that your beds, I haven't gone up there, but I've heard great things about them.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, hopefully you'll find them comfortable. There's a cupboard just down in the middle of the walkway upstairs. You can go in there. There's some fresh linens, everything, blankets, and pillows. They've all been freshly either made or washed. So hopefully you find it comfortable.
Nice. Now, you mentioned food. What's on the menu for tonight?
She gives you a general rundown. The main meal that has been, there's a couple of main meals that have been prepared for tonight. So there's some roast boar that has been stuffed with an apple, and there's an apple sauce that's going with that with some local vegetables. There's also a house pot pie, which is basically just some local meats, and again vegetables, some sausages. She says, in addition, we have she names a couple of these dishes here. She says, for sides and starters, we have local charcuterie platter with some local cheeses, and if you like, we can have a wine taster with that. It'll be a little bit extra. The wines are excellent, and yeah, she'll go on for a few minutes about their specials. She says, of note, we have recently refreshed our supply of blackberry schnapps, and that is an import. It peaks, she says, but I would recommend the wine more than that. But it is available for those with deeper pockets.
I've never had wine in my life.
You see a smile come across her face, and she's like, well. She turns around and she start gestures at just this house rack. So it's just a house rack here. She says, obviously we've got a cellar and there's more downstairs, but here we have, and then she'll just go through maybe 3 reds and 1 white. There's a Merlot, there's a Shiraz. Yeah.
You don't tell a bartender you've never drank. Just don't.
Especially
do it
when
unless
her
you just tell them
family
you
owns
don't
wineries. That is, yeah. She's hot on it.
I've never been in a bar.
Well, feel free to take a seat, and we'll make sure we serve you.
I think Leo would probably order if they had anything, any meals that were maybe that she's had in Sean, or something similar.
No, most of your life growing up
home.
was slop, because while some of the
listen, Leah's not good. Leah's not used to good tasting foods. She thinks they all taste like slop.
Right.
Wait, I thought British was a different one of yours.
um, probably the closest thing to something that you've had before would be a stew. There's a stew with some local meats and veggies. So that would probably be the
Well,
closest.
she'd probably get the stew because it looks like slop,
Right.
and she's not used to this. Like, what is this like? Solid foods. What is this? She's had bread, and that's probably it.
And what is that green sprig in there? Wow, that's really strong. And she's like, yes, dear, that is rosemary.
Wait,
Chewing
I'm
the herbs.
I'm eating someone named Rosemary. Oh no!
Yeah, so it's a lamb. It's a lamb and vegetable stew.
She'd probably order that then.
Cool. It tastes of the ingredients, not of slop.
She'd be like, "Whoa, this is the best slop I've ever had."
God, I'm glad I don't live anywhere where that's a reality.
So as you sit and you're clearly enjoying yourself, Carla will organize a small wine taster with her recommendation to have with the lamb stew, and it would just like a third of a glass, not even a third of a glass, and she would have that brought over to you, and the server would lay it down, and the server would say, "Now, this will be your first wine taster. Know that you can't, you can't get drunk from that amount. When you're having wine, you sort of just swill it around and get the smell of what you're about to consume, and this should very closely complement your meal here, Mal.
She's like,
Compliments on the house."
I don't know what that means. But she'll start swirling, and she swirls a little too hard, like, oops.
So it's a really nice, robust flavor. It really goes really well with the lamb and the accoutrements. So, but if you haven't had wine before, this wine is more. It's less tannin than perhaps some wine, and is more fruity and full flavored. Um, but yeah, you can still taste it. And when you haven't had wine before, tannin often has like it's really distinctive, right? Like it's a very different taste. And so I don't know how Leah's gonna feel about that, but it's very nice.
She'll probably like take a sip and just. Maybe this is why I'm not rich. But she doesn't want to like hurt their feelings, so she'll act like she's enjoying it. It's really good.
Very good. All right.
What I miss?
Well, we're just having food, and catching up with
I mean
people.
more.
Just eat the stew to get the taste out of it.
Was Anders healing me?
I don't know. Was he?
I saw him cast heal. I didn't know if it was on me or anybody else. Let's see. I mean, were we like, so I want to say that we're like Anders and I have probably like Anders got in the bath before me because he was there. He was in line before me,
He
so
sure was. He made a beeline for that.
he is cleansed, and I believe I have taken my bath.
Sure.
That spell that I cast is for anybody who needs it as we settle in for bed at the end of the night. I just decided
alright.
to get it out of the way now. I know
Sure.
everybody will be together at that point. So
Yeah, I went ahead and grabbed it then. After I come down from my bath, and my armor's not on anymore. I've just got my my normal clothes on, and I I I sample the boar and the pot pie, and I give my compliments to all the staff for their hospitality and for their um, diligent work.
Yeah, the boar is like falling off the bone. It's absolutely divine. Not probably. So, like, Alarin comes from a noble house. So, Alarin considers this still pretty common because it's not like fine dining, but it does taste good.
So I have a dumb question. Like, did I say he was from a noble house? I
don't
thought he
know.
was from a farming family.
Is he from a farming family? Sorry. In that case, it is divine. I
Yeah,
apologize.
that's what I thought too. I was like, yeah, okay, this is great because yeah, he's from a farming family.
I apologize.
No worries.
Cool. Yeah, you guys can eat, drink, be merry for a while down in the common room. Um, time will pass. If you want to go and explore the city, you can. If you want to, or at least this district. Um, otherwise, uh, you can decide when you head upstairs and retire.
Once I've finished cleaning and while they're eating, I'll probably sit at the table and I'll just before I come inside, summon a small piece of wood with base kinesis. And then I'll come inside and sit down at the table with them while they eat, and I'll start carving a new toy soldier or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Be carving away.
And then after that, I will probably go into the room, sit down in the corner, recharge for 2 hours, and then I'm going to explore the city for the rest of the time while they're sleeping.
At night?
Yeah, while they're sleeping.
Okay.
I'm in the city. It should be safe.
Yeah.
I won't break any rules or try and cross any boundaries I'm not supposed to or anything.
Okay.
Whenever I finish eating, I'll probably sit by the fire for maybe 15, 20 minutes and just take in the scene, try and overhear anybody that's down there to see if they have anything interesting to say. I'm going to roll a perception check really quick to see if I can pick up on anything.
Sure. Yeah. So there's a few things that you overhear, a couple of different conversations as you move around and sit by the fire and things like that. The conversations that you overhear are basically local talk. You hear about the jailbreak that happened pretty recently. Effectively, the gangs of the Warrens banded together and unified for the first time in pretty much ever. They've been warring for ages, and they banded together and they broke a bunch of criminals out of prison. and liberated specifically one of this woman. These people don't know her name, but they talk about this woman that might be some sort of leadership figure that all of the gangs have united to break out. It's pretty big news here in Throneport. Now, there isn't just one prison. So there's an offshore prison, which is extremely secure. They're not talking about that one. She was being held at a particular nation's prison, and that was the prison that she's been sort of broken out from, and she was actually going to be transitioned to the more secure one before this happened, or after this happened, but obviously she was broken out before she was transferred. A number of the smaller local prisons were targeted, not just hers, and a number of people were broken out. So that's pretty big news. Something that you hear probably repeated 2 or 3 times. In addition to that, you would hear about general discontent in the streets. You would hear about how there's been a lot of immigrants, a lot of people that are homeless, both in town and out of town. You would hear grumbling from a bunch of people who are under pressure to move out of their homes because they just can't afford it anymore, or because newer people who are richer are moving in and are trying to wrest them out. So you hear about that. What else?
Gentrification here? What a surprise.
Shocking. Hey, good to see you, Crowfang. Let's see. You hear about like that people still, not really happy about some people aren't really happy. They're complaining about how there are these points that you have to go to move through to other places of the city, and then there are other people who are like, no, this is literally to protect us. Like, if you didn't have that, like, I think this would not be,
Be chaos.
Yeah, going as well as it is. And so you get some of this backwards and forwards. It doesn't degenerate here, but you think that maybe in a less refined settlement or place, maybe that could degenerate. But they're relatively, it's pretty good natured here at the Brass Ring. There are some rough and tumble sorts that come in, but they are well behaved here for some reason.
Okay, thank you.
The other themes would be the establishment of the Horologium that has only recently happened, and the idea of Rontaltain and the Domine being the hand of the face of the council and this martial kind of figure. They talk about that, and because that's still pretty fresh. They were nominated and assigned only pretty recently, within the last month. So to these people, it's still pretty fresh news. Yeah.
So hearing that, I would probably just offhand ask one of the people that brought it up, like, what are your thoughts on what Ronto and the Domine are doing, and what would you change? Do you want me to make a roll?
Oh, sure.
Like a society roll, I guess.
Yep.
Even though my society is putrid.
Sounds good.
Oh, that's not terrible considering what I have.
Cool. Yeah, so
I'm mainly trying to like ingratiate. Like I'm trying to I'm new to the town and I'm trying to like get into the swing and like uh, assimilate, so to speak, and just get a lay of the land and like kind of figuring out like what people think about all this stuff so that I can be a better help.
okay. Can you make me a D10 roll?
Yeah. Yes, I can. It's a 20. It's a 10.
Oh, okay. So the people that you happen across will say that as far as they're concerned, nobody can fix it. Throneport is bound to degenerate into a pile of slop. Everyone is just fighting each other. It's a hopeless endeavor, and one that will probably get a lot more people killed.
Thank you for your perspective. I appreciate it. Myself and my compatriots are here to try and make things better.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Nice, Debbie Downer.
Yeah. That was the roll that.
Yeah. No
It's
worries.
a random. Like, if Alarin isn't completely dejected by that, you could make me another D10 roll to see if there's someone more likely to.
No, that's fine. I'll make another one. That's fine. I'm not dejected.
Okay. This person is like, as far as the Domine is concerned, her presence and the presence of those that are employed by her, are going to. They're going like it's going to mean martial law. Eventually, it's going to happen. And that is just going to be bad. It means that everyone's freedoms are going to be squashed. People aren't going to be able to express themselves. And, well, a police state sounds great, right? It sounds like, we can be secure. And, yeah, we'll be secure from each other. And we won't be able to actually have an opinion anymore.
I think I heard of a place that did that. Germany?
There have been several, but yes.
We already live in a place that's papers, please, to go from place to place anyway. We're already there. Try again.
So this opinion isn't quite as hardcore as the other, but it's still not particularly favorable.
So, like, given where Alarin came from, like the town that's like the small village that was basically on the border between or A word and T word. I'm just gonna go that way. He was basically in the middle of the war between the two, so he understands that basically Throneport is that all over again.
Just
so
shadow play rather than actual violence. Yeah,
absolutely. So I he kind of he's like what he's thinking when he hears all this is he's like, so this is all that I'm used to. I'm just, I don't know that I will ever escape this. This is my life.
Cool.
So when I after about 15-20 minutes of that, I go upstairs to my room and read a book or read, like, I don't know, a treatise or write in my journal.
Okay. Very good.
Leah is making sure there's no drop left behind in the stew.
Yeah.
So she's just like, that was pretty good. So I wanna say this now. Like throughout the week of staying here, she'll be like chatting with anyone that wants to chat. She'll probably chat with some of the other groups that are staying here as well. Um, as along with she'll probably come down and chat with Clara a lot. So just trying to get to know everyone to the point where she'll like know everyone's name.
Is this Cheers?
Uh-huh. I actually know that one.
Doesn't surprise me.
Only because my dad watched it.
Anders will.
Thank you for dating me.
Anders will eat his food. He will come back downstairs to do that after the bath. Look around very slowly. And then just go back upstairs and settle in and wait for everybody else to come upstairs to settle for bed, because this is a waste of his time otherwise.
Okay. Cool. Well, if there's nothing else, or no one else wants to do stuff, obviously you guys will rest. Device 42 is going to wander the city, so if we're okay, I will go to a short scene with him because he wants to find out about this district.
The last thing Leah will probably do is just like say that the meal was amazing.
Perfect.
Compliments to the chef. And just will probably say, "Let's see you in the morning," and then go head off to bed.
Excellent. All right.
Burden's just going to try to grift some funds by doing magic tricks and whatnot.
Okay. You may roll either a lore or
It's
performance.
easier for you. He has fortune telling lore, and he can use that.
Yeah,
So that's easier for you.
That's great.
I took fortune telling lore as kind of his another option for street magic.
Sure. Yeah, I did for my other group, or one of my other groups, generate a table for theft. I would need to do that again because I have misplaced that. If you wanted to do that, but if you're performing, that is earned income, and you can do that here. Let me just double check my notes.
Performance, stealth, thievery, fortune telling, and society.
So you can do any
acrobatics. There you go. All the street performance.
Yeah, you can do any level between 0 and 7 here. So what task level do you want to aim at, please?
What's kind of generally standard?
Your level.
Go for that.
Okay, roll me the check.
Right, which one?
Your fortune telling would probably be easiest, but I mean, like, yeah.
Sure.
Nice.
Hey, it's above a 10.
All right. And you're trained in that? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then you will earn 2 silver pieces.
Woo-hoo!
That's a damn good wage.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, it's all going to go. It's already all gone. We'll get to that when the time comes.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, your time.
Matt, you kind of already know.
Do I? All right. Sure, I do.
As Azrael put it, I got to work on getting the UPS up and going.
Oh my god.
Right. I see.
Oh yes, yes.
Cool. So, device 42 will. Let's actually go to the map. I want you to nominate which blue zone you will wander to, and being that
I
you're
want
not,
to. I want to wander the immediate area and learn my surroundings and all the streets and what's around me and
okay,
just the area I'm in, not any other areas.
sure. So this is Daroon Gate. You will wander the area. You will notice that even late at night, there's quite quite a lot of traffic. The traffic at night is different to the traffic during the day. The traffic at night is between warehouses. So people are like ferrying goods from warehouse to warehouse or from outside the city into a warehouse or from elsewhere into the city into a warehouse or vice versa. All right. So there's a lot of packing. We're talking about night filling. Okay. Night filling is what we have going on. um, and so that's something that you notice. There's people about moving about. You notice that there's changes of guards and such towards the nighttime. You notice that there are a couple of establishments inside Daroon Gate that have their lights on, even during the night. Of particular note, you would walk past if you don't go in. You're allowed to go in, but you would, at very minimum, walk past the feral dog, which you've been told about by Rontal. He mentioned the feral dog as a gaming establishment and another place to drink, though he said it was a bit more rough and tumble than the Brass Ring, and doesn't have accommodations. It's more of an entertainment kind of venue for those that are into that sort of thing. And there's a lot of raucous, like, laughter and merriment going on in there. So that is something that definitely stands out to you.
I would probably then go in and check it out.
Cool.
I would pique my curiosity. All the merriment would definitely pique my curiosity.
Excellent. In that case, the feral dog is a mess of repurposed small buildings that have been joined together haphazardly whenever the owners bought new ones. So this is not just a single building. This is a multiple buildings that are all kind of like, sometimes you go up a level and there'll just be like a couple of planks that go across to the other building. And sometimes it's like just, it's out in the open air and you can still just like walk across, and there might be like a little courtyard that's been made, but the courtyard just has like some barriers and whatever set up. It's not a real courtyard. It's just like a makeshift one with some outside seating, this sort of thing. And what else we got? As a result, the format of rooms have changed much over the years, as more appropriate spaces have become available for their purpose. It's a maze of bars, gambling tables, smoking rooms, dancing halls, and lounges. The only consistent theming is a series of murals in comic style of a dastardly dog character wearing sunglasses who has numerous litters of pups at various stages of life, all who help him serve tables in the bar. This comic strip has become the namesake of the tavern, and the bards who sing and play here have penned many a song to Rascal and his litters. The staff are always busy. The tavern seems to have a high turnover rate as far as employment goes, and no one seems to know who owns the place. The general picture here is people just playing gambling games, smoking in their smoking rooms, dancing in their dancing halls, whatever, and just having a good time, really. It's pretty, there's a smell of smoke is fairly pervasive through the whole place. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably just wander through and remain unobtrusive and just observe and then move on and survey the rest of the district.
Okay. Yeah, you remain relatively unobtrusive. You move on. 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 You One thing, can you quickly just give me a quick perception check, just as a general? Point of interest here? Sure. One thing you notice just before you leave, one of the last rooms that you go through, you see is they've got a number of tables set up for different types of gambling games, and for the most part, you don't necessarily pay attention to a lot of it. But there is something that I want to point out here just before you leave. Let me see. Actually, I might have to. Is it this one?
And what races of people are here?
Look, there is a little bit of variety, but for the most part it is kind of humans.
Okay.
But there's a bit of variety. Give me 2 seconds. I just have someone that I want to point out to you here, and my notes are in the other room. So just give me 1 moment.
By the way, any of you that are sleeping in the same room as Anders, if you get up and move around in the middle of the night while not being loud about it, he's obviously having a nightmare the entire time.
We will get to that. Cool, I'm back. Okay, so just in passing, then, Device 42, you will happen to see one of these tables. There's a man that's slightly robust. He's round face. He has mousy brown mutton chops and tall black top hat. He's got a gold button waistcoat with amber colored black pinstripes and a puffy white cravat. So he sort of stands out here. He's got a trench coat inlaid with red brown silk and buttoned with brass toggles, and tall black shoes that venture almost to his knees with shiny brass buckles. This man is sitting at a table, and it seems to you, just in this quick moment, that he has very easily defeated his opponent in whatever game he is playing. When you look at the table, it is 2 8x8. Is it 8x8 or 10x10? I can't quite remember. But 2 grids, basically. I think it's 10x10 or 8x8. It's like chess, effectively, but on 2 layers. It's chess on 2 layers. He has easily won against his opponent. His opponent has handed over some coin, and he doesn't look smug at winning. He just nods in general respect to his opponent. It's very general respect. It's not actual proper respect. It's just, he's not being snarky about winning.
He's just being courteous.
Courteous, yes.
Thank you for playing. That was a good game.
Correct. Yes. So this is just something that you notice as you're moving your way through, that does stand out due to his appearance. He does stand out very much in the feral dog. There's all sorts here, but compared to them, he definitely stands out. So
you are probably what stands out to everybody in the feral dog as you circulate through right now.
Yeah, I wonder if would Device 42 notice the double glances that people make as he passes?
No.
Nope. No, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that would definitely happen outside of his notice. But yeah, so you notice this guy, and as you make your way through the rest of the area, just gonna see if there's anything else I want to point out to you in relation to this district. Warehouses, tradesmen. Yeah, there is one last thing that you're going to notice. And it'll be on your way, maybe back. So we're talking pretty late at night because you said you'd spend most of the night like walking around.
Yeah.
You would be walking up Daroon Way. You've traveled sort of south down this sort of side. You might have seen the checkpoint. And then you've come up. So you went down Owesgay Street, had a look. And then you're sort of coming back up Daroon Way. And you hear some movement from behind the wall. Now, this wall, as I've previously described, and maybe you remember, maybe you don't, but this is a very significant wall. This is a palisade wall. Okay, it's very significant. You hear some movement from behind the wall on the other side. Now, the other side isn't in this district. The other side is a completely other district, and it's a completely other alliance, actually. But yeah, you hear some movement from me on there, and you hear a couple of male voices who are half whispering, and they're like, oh, you put the ladder over there.
That's not transmitting. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. They're whispering. They're half whispering, so even your character is having trouble to hear them. But it sounds like you've been around people. You know that when they're whispering, maybe they don't mean especially well. You don't know. But yeah, you notice them. And
But they're on the other side of the
anyone.
wall.
You don't see anyone, just hear the voices. Yeah.
I'll just kind of call out in a normal sort of tone. Can you speak up? I can't hear what you're saying.
And then you hear a series of "oh shit," "oh fuck," "someone heard us," and you hear the clambering of various things. We got to get out of here. And you start like scattering in all directions.
I'll note where I am in relation to the wall so that next time I'm on the other side, I can see if there's something of note, and I'll also note to be able to tell Rondell next time I see him.
Cool. Nothing else of note during the night. You know, you might hear some, I don't know, disagreement down the street or something like that, but nothing that's degenerating too far. Things are mostly quiet, apart from all of the ferrying to and fro. The most prevalent noise that you'll hear is people just calling out, being like, you know, watch that package, you know, that sort of thing, as you're making your way through this district. So there you go. There's a little something for you. Everyone else. Sorry.
I was going to say, when I get back to the inn, if the people aren't up yet, I'll probably just find a tree to sit under and continue carving.
Sure. Okay. Everyone else, you have a pretty decent sleep unless you don't want one. But it is really comfy in here. It's really warm.
Leah probably has the best sleep she's ever had.
Probably. Really nice sheets. Everything's freshly laundered. And yeah, so you have a good sleep, so you can wake up well rested. And for the purposes of this section of the campaign, you can wake up with all of your health back, because we are in tutorial zone at the moment. And we're inside of a city, and not only inside of a city, but inside of one of the most respected establishments in the city. And so you get a very good sleep and have all of your health back. That is everybody, and all of your resources, obviously. Whatever magic or other things there are, you can replenish all of that and wake up to a new day. What time are we waking up? Device 42 is outside, so he can be active at any time.
I wake up before dawn and like put on my armor and everything. I get ready to head out and go down to the barracks and check in. Let them know I'm an adventurer, that I'd like to train with their people and just maybe spar or maybe run around, like do what like physically run, like just basically do PT.
Mhm.
So that's what I do.
Perfect. Well, it's now the 24th of Olaroon. It is a Tuesday, which is called Zol. And it is... All right, give me a second here. Can I not see that? It's the second month of the year. Just as a refresh on that. So you're coming towards the end of winter. Okay. Good. You wake up. It's a brisk morning.
Leah will wake up as soon as she sees sunlight.
Cool. Yeah, if you didn't draw the curtains, that would be, not super early, because it's still the last month of winter, but it's getting, it's starting to move earlier and earlier as time goes on.
And well, once the sun's up, that's when the people are up. So, and yeah, she'll probably go down, downstairs and greet everyone that comes in and out, and then probably talk to Clara some more.
All right, yeah. She is also well rested. She greets you good morning. She pours you a cup of tea. It's a morning tea. And that is on the house, but if you want a meal, you will need to pay.
Question that Murden would be aware of that I'm not. Who is it in Silverlight that is kind of responsible for helping the urchins there?
When you say helping...
Food, caring for them, maybe, giving them marks or, tasks or way of making a livelihood.
No one in Silverlight, because child exploitation is rife, but in the very next adjoining district called Diana's Refuge. You know that there is a place called the Refuge Church, and the Refuge Church sends people, parishioners, and people who worship there.
Would that be like where Murden got his food from? Was
Yes.
those parishioners?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they make
Then
their way
he's going-
into Silverlight.
Yeah, so he's going to take that 2 silver he made, and he's going to go over there and give it to them, and tell them to make sure they get some good food for the urchins.
Okay. How is he going to get through the checkpoint?
Good question. He's going to try however he would know he needs to do it. I don't know, because I don't know the place as well as he does.
Don't risk it.
So I'll try and be very clear with you. This is not to stamp on your fun. It's to give you the best information that I can. Okay. So we're gonna. So, what his experience of life has been is that you just don't get through actual checkpoints. If he ever tried, well, let's say this. Let's say he didn't try because he knew someone who did. And when they tried, it's up to you. They either just got killed on the spot, or they got imprisoned and spent some time in prison and then came back to report what happened. Right? And so you would know that getting through the checkpoints doesn't happen. You would know that the urchins don't tend to try to get through checkpoints, and instead they try to cross roads at other locations that aren't being as closely watched, but they tend not to even try that because it can be bad. But when starvation hits, you don't discriminate. So a few of them have managed that, and you yourself would have managed that. Keep in mind that anything in a green zone you would be able to go to, right? There's nothing. So you've got a lot of space, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you're especially confined. But if you wanted to, in your growing up, have been to another zone, it most likely would be maybe down here-ish. Maybe you got across the Silver Way once, and when you did, you would have entered the Hilt, and there would have been a festival at the time, and that's the only reason why you got across, because there were people ferrying around and dancing, and you kind of joined in with the dancing to cross, and you saw the area, and maybe you got some food there and made your way back. But for the most part, most of your life, traveling between the green zones has been absolutely fine. You've not had an issue doing that. But if you ever tried either talking to someone, either another urchin, about going to a different district, they would just put the fear of God in you effectively and say that's a bad idea. And the one time that you did make it, it was only due to that festival that made a big distraction, and that meant that the guards that walk up and down the roads in between weren't paying super attention, and you managed to do it and felt really good about it, and probably brought back a big feed for everyone that lasted the week.
Yeah, right? He is really massive, pushing 3 foot.
Right. I guess what I want to communicate is that the actual checkpoints are very vigilant. We're talking.
When I say get past the checkpoints, it's more get past them, not go through them. if need be.
You know, based on where you are, that you're in Darun Gate and that there is a palisade wall between this and any of the green zone, which is going to make crossing especially difficult.
Now, he did give us a letter of recommendation. Would I be
Correct.
able to use that to try to get over and talk to them to get it?
Yeah. So you can
Okay.
talk to the. You would have to talk to the checkpoint, show them the letter, and say, "I just want to talk to my consulate," my embassy,
Okay.
and then they would escort you because it's not an official pass; it's a recommendation.
Right.
They would escort you to the embassy, and then leave you at the embassy effectively, right? So at
Okay.
that point, then you could potentially get back on your own, but.
Then I'll go ahead and go that route then, if you're good with that. So
I'm
that early
absolutely
morning,
good with that.
I'll go and try to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then once that's done, go to the refuge and tell them to spoil the kids today with the 2 silver.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, the embassy.
But yeah, that's what I'll be doing, and then I'll let you do the other stuff. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, the embassy looks over your paperwork. They will actually do some checking. They say, this paperwork is really fresh. They ask you some questions. Do you want to mislead them at all when they ask you questions about where you grew up and about your history?
Maybe be a little vague and say that he's a street performer instead of a homeless beggar.
Urchin. Yeah, that's okay. It's still true.
And then he probably
So-
would mention that he's done work with the goblin couple. What are their names? I had it on my document. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah.
The other entertainers that you said he probably worked with.
Yeah. I've got them here too. There's a lot.
My brain's slipping me right now. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Let me.
Kurzong and yeah,
and
Earmuck.
Yeah. So they recognize
He'll
Kurzog
mention that
and
he's
Earmuck's
done some
name,
work with them.
and they and then what they're going to do, they're going to ask you to wait, and they're going to so you're going to be at the embassy for a little while, probably about an hour. They're going to send someone to the Skimble Shack and get Kurzog or Earmark to vouch for you, and they will. And then they'll come back and get you that official pass and say that will get you effectively into Silverlight, which means that you've got access to the green zone from there. And they say, be a good citizen. They don't know necessarily all the stuff that you've been doing, but they reiterate, we're giving you this official pass. Probably clean up your act. They don't go into too much detail about clean up your act, but you have a certain visage, you have certain things that you're wearing, you have certain way, and they notice that, so they're like, maybe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so they're not harsh necessarily. They're like, well, maybe get some more employment with Kurzog and Earmark. Maybe do a bit more with them. Step up your act, and now go on and get out of here. But now you've got that for you because they vouched for you. You think if they hadn't vouched for you, it might have been a bit more difficult. Cool.
I have a question.
Did we get another job?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
We're still just in character.
No, I was just getting my pass home and spending my 2 silver, like I said, was already spent.
Yeah, and Diana's Refuge, specifically the leader who you've met, you didn't make them your contact, but you would have met the leader.
Yeah.
Valeria. You just know her
because I hadn't
personally.
worked with her, but that I would know who she was. Would make
Valeria
sense.
is a gnome. She works with the Refuge Church.
She may not know me. I don't know.
Yeah, well, she would be there, and she would take your donation, and she would be there. She would say that she will make sure that this will get into hands that need it.
I have a question.
Sure.
Can I work for my meals?
At the brass ring. Are you asking
Yeah.
Carla?
Yeah, like, just to be clear, like, Leah's not above paying for food, but the way she sees it, she sees she needs her money for other people that need it more.
If you approach Carla and ask her for that, she will say, not exactly. She says, if you work for me, I will pay you, and then you can use that money to pay for food. But I don't typically do, like, I pay my people, he says.
Well, I mean, food is more better than silver or whatever money in this case.
She nods and she hears you. Why don't you make me a quick diplomacy check?
Okay.
This tells you something about Carla, though. She seems pretty fair and like official with the way that she wants to employ people. Okay, so yeah, you talk to her and she talks to you and she says, look, I employ people who are highly skilled and you would need to learn the job. And Leah has seen how well all of the staff perform and how efficient they are and how friendly they are. And so Carla says, look, I don't know anything about you. I do give trials out, but I will be paying you. You can use that money however you want. And as part of being employed here, you do get to eat. It's not like sitting down for a meal, but we make sure that we look after our staff. So, if you would like a job, you need to work hard, and you need to be here to do so. This is nothing against you, but you've just gotten employment with Rontaltain, and that might mean that you can't be here all the time. So I can only employ you for the time that you're here, and you might or might not be tired. So just maybe consider whether you have the availability to do that, because I hire people who are gonna be available.
Which Leah completely understands, and just kind of explains like that she wouldn't want to be like a burden or like mess things up because she sees that she has a very nice establishment and she doesn't want to like mess that up in case she can't always be there because she doesn't know what Rontal has in mind for her to do other jobs.
She says, okay, well, come back to me when you have more of an idea, and if you still want to do that, I won't say no, but I just want to be clear about the type of people that we have here. And hopefully you experience that. And if you have any issues with any of the stuff, please don't hesitate to come and see me.
All right, will do.
Okay. But that wasn't exactly a nice encounter. But she hasn't told you to piss off, so there's that.
I mean, she didn't necessarily say no right off the bat.
Correct. She didn't. She
didn't use the words no, but
yeah.
She's Leah sees that she's just looking. She wants people that will be there,
Right.
and Leah's unsure if she'll
she can.
be able to be there because she's trying to help clean up the city.
Indeed. All right. So
But
with
she
all of that,
understands.
you a messenger will come by the brass ring and will hand a note to Carla, and Carla will send one of her staff to come and locate each of you as you make your way back here or outside or whatever, and then the messenger would basically put a note on the table and say that this note was for your group, and they wouldn't necessarily wait for everyone, but they would go and find whoever they could of your group and just know and direct you to the note so that you would be able to read it. When you open it, it is from Rontaltain, and he says, "Hope you slept well. I have spoken with the Domine in relation to our discussions last night, and I have also been greenlit with a possible investigation into creative waste solutions and the LES. And if you are available, you would make the perfect people to go and perform that solution and that investigation, due to the fact that you are the ones that saw what was happening at the location yesterday. And if you agree, feel free to drop by my offices and I'll give you the appropriate paperwork so that you can perform that investigation. I have other things that I need to discuss with you in relation to your ongoing employment and other opportunities that there might be. Looking forward to seeing you later today, Rontaltain."
Sounds like we should probably help.
I agree.
Yeah, Leo will just start heading over.
I will as well.
So yeah, you will head over to Rontaltain's office. He greets you. He thanks you for coming, and he hands you the passes that you need to get to the Creative Waste Solutions HQ and the LES officers. And let me. So that 1 second. There they are. Again, that will be down in Haven Point, which is where you were. You didn't investigate. You didn't explore too much, but that is where your older lady that you have met lives in that district as well. So
Hey, I can stop by and visit her. Woo!
Yeah, Dantina. Yeah, Mrs. Perot. Yes. So you get passes there. He will state that you have been sanctioned to perform an investigation to see if there are any ill doings in their organization, if they are intentionally polluting the sewers and putting nasty creatures down there or whatever else is happening. Please do your due diligence and and find out so that we can sanction them if we need to. So first go to the LES, which is Labor Employment Services, and see what they have to say. But first go to Creative Waste Solutions, and then if you need to Labor Employment Services. The other thing that I have to say, something that has come to my attention. There is an elderly man who has come to see me, who lives in the Thrannish district. He is a housekeeper for a family of Thrannish people, and he let us know that the family didn't return from an unusual trip that they were doing to go to the Thrannish Art Museum here in Throneport. They're not a well-off family, and the Thrannish Art Museum would be off limits to them. Normally, but they apparently had either saved money or I don't know, something, but they never returned home, and it's been several days, and he came to see me to see whether I might have some people that could investigate their whereabouts, as it is it's been a few days since they left, and it would only just be a day out, you know, and so it is concerning that they've gone missing. So if you wouldn't mind looking into that, that would be great as well. But I understand that you've got your hands full, so do what you can do, and let me know how you go. And if you need someone else to go and do that, I'll try and find someone. You'll notice when you come to him that he's got just paperwork out the wazoo on the table. He's like going through, shuffling things backwards and forwards. He's obviously got a lot on his plate, a lot of different groups that he's assigning things to, and based on your good work yesterday, he reckons that you guys are a pretty good fit for that role as well. So he hands it to you, but says, if you find that you've got your hands full with that investigation, let me know, and I'll see what else I can do.
I want to let him know about what I heard last night by the wall.
Okay.
And where I heard it.
Yeah, he'll like walk over to the map. There's a map on the wall, and he would ask you where it was. You could point it out. He'll make a note of that, and he'll say, "All right, we'll send some people, make sure that there's nothing untoward going on. Really appreciate it. Thank you." He also says that the Domine, he didn't want to put this into the note. He wanted to speak to you personally. He says that the Domine actually agreed with his summation that this type of behavior is just not on, that the behavior that Horologium soldier participated in and murdering that guy in cold blood. And the Domine has effectively fired the man. And is making a sweep of the rest of her employees to make sure further people of that kind of inclination are not in her employ. And she is on that.
That's good to hear.
Cool. All right, so you have some threads as to some of the things that you've been given to do. You have the ability to cross over into Haven Point, which means that he probably would give you access to the checkpoint on Connor Row and the checkpoint on Bartros Street in order to get to the Onderan Zone. He asks you if there's anywhere else that it would be convenient for you to go. And he also gave us access into the Thrannish Zone based on both of those checkpoints to make sure that we can get to see this Thrannish family if we get to it. So these two checkpoints are the ones that we can go through. Although, given that it's basically, you have to go to the Thrannish Art Museum anyway, the others will probably be okay, because you just need access to the Thrannish Zone. So, yeah, the most obvious are going to be those ones, so that you can get to Haven Point for the investigation, and then into the Thrannish Zone for these missing people.
Sounds good. Are we? Does anybody else have anything to ask Rontal before we head out?
Thank you for asking.
Okay. I thank Rontal Tang, and I take I take my papers and walk out the door.
Okay. What do you want to do first, I guess, as a group?
So there is I guess, do you all want to do it by which priority, or do you want to like most important versus least, or do you want to do it proximity, or is there a loop or something that we want to follow? I do think that going to the Creative Waste Solution headquarters first is probably a good idea.
Okay. I don't object.
Mirrodin, what do you think? Can't hear you. Oh, you're probably talking to somebody else. Leah, do you have any thoughts?
It's all got very quiet all of a sudden, didn't it?
I know, right? Yeah. I know Nuts' migraine came, so he's not around.
Yeah,
but
so hopefully
no worries.
he feels better.
Yeah. Same.
Yep. I think doing maybe the main one first, and then I guess whatever's on the way, I guess.
All right, Creative Waste Solutions it is.
Okay. So yeah, you head down to Haven Point, getting through the checkpoints. They again look through your paperwork. You can expect that pretty much every time. I don't necessarily want to repeat it every time, but I want to just reiterate, like, they're not kidding around. They make sure that all of the paperwork and the writ to pass is all good, and they basically then allow you through. You head over to Creative Waste Solutions. As you approach the flimsy makeshift shelter, your heart sinks. The walls are plastered with graffiti proclaiming LES sucks, or is just layered with artist tags and political ideologies. The workers seem to be all teens or young adults, many of them clearly drug or alcohol affected. The office is a mess, and the receptionist is useless, except for directing you to, labor employment service officers. So you went to Creative Waste Solutions, and basically the receptionist just goes, maybe go over to LES. Not our department.
Oh, great, it's one of those places. They're going to be pushing us all around now. Going to place.
Fortunately, it's not far to the LES offices. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm thinking. I asked how long she's worked there.
Let's see. At the Creative Waste Solutions. She goes, 20 years. What's it to you?
It's just a question.
Charming. She's lovely.
My comrades and I are just trying to help.
I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more out of her by being really friendly, and just like trying to maybe see a different side of them.
All right.
More friendly side.
So diplomacy?
Yeah.
I'll assist.
Sure. So you'll roll diplomacy 2, and if you succeed, then
I'm going to hear a point that.
Okay, sure. Leah will get a bonus if Ooh, nice. So that will become a critical success in that case. To talk with this woman. Okay. So this particular woman is unnamed. However, she will say, "Look, all right. Like, just it's just a job. It's just a job. I actually know one of the ladies down at LES. She says her name is Corinthia. Yeah, look, she's probably not going to be super friendly, but tell her I sent you, and maybe that will make things better. At least, then it's a name that she recognizes. But yeah, just
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much appreciated.
Okay.
And I slip her a silver piece for the information.
She picks the silver piece up and bites into it, and it's a silver piece. She nods.
I subtracted.
All right, you make your way down the road. Labor Employment Services is the very definition of a government building. The queue to see someone is at least 24 people long and doesn't seem to be moving particularly fast. No one inside is smiling. Several single parents are trying to calm their screaming children, and a bouncer stands at the door with a bored expression.
It's time to play some music.
There you go.
I'm going to soothe the screaming children.
Yes. That was
with
exactly
music.
what I was thinking. 100%.
This boring place will no longer be boring. I want to see smiles on people's faces.
All right, performance.
All right. Let me open that performance.
Nice, rolling well. All right. So you start to perform. The bouncer like glares at you. But as you start to
I'll
play
smile
pretty
at
darn well, he's like he lets out this big sigh, rolls his eyes. He's
them.
like, "Get out of line, then, if you're gonna play music." Number of the kids are like tugging on their parents' like coattails and like pointing over at you, and the parents are like rolling their eyes and they're like, "Go on then," and they like gather around and the kids start like sitting down and they start like clapping along to the music. And their parents are like watching over at you and then looking back at the line and then watching over at you. You can see a couple of them are nodding in time. The kids are smiling. Adults, not so much.
Well, you can't win them all.
I mean, honestly, without the screaming kids, that's at least a win. I
made the line a little bit more bearable.
Right?
correct, yeah, and that's what I like. Intimate to the bouncer is that like she's just trying to make people's day better.
The
Would you
bouncer
rather-
just
would-
pumps. It's just like,
Would you? Good man. Would you rather hear screaming kids?
It just looks at you. Move along in line, sir.
What would make this line move faster? I just outright ask.
He says,
Very
if
direct.
everyone just paid attention to the rules and stopped bothering me.
Did I miss
where
it?
are the rules?
Did I miss
there
a
a
sign
sign?
somewhere?
So yeah, you look around. There's like, you see that nearby where the guy is standing, like he's obviously handwritten some things, and there's like, don't talk to the bouncer.
Yeah, this doesn't count. This
I
isn't official
imagine
government.
him now writing a sign, "Do not play music."
Right?
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. No. Like, so basically just stand in line, wait in line. He motions to this little like wall of like different papers, and he says, "Look, if you're here for official business, you might want to fill out some paperwork, so that you've got that, so that it will officiate the process. That will be the thing that makes things go the quickest." And you see some regularly filled out forms, that are all in a line, and you can go along and see if any of these are what you need. And in fact, you do see, because he's pointed it out, there is a request for business information form, and you are performing an investigation, so that might be appropriate for this.
I'll look through the papers.
So Leah, could I get you to make a society check for me, please, as you go over and look at those papers?
Of course.
Can I help her with that?
Of course, you can make an aid society.
Yay!
Quality citizen of society. I'm not the
Oof.
quality citizen of society, apparently.
Well, Mirrodin succeeded, so you'd get a plus to that, but still not great. Mirrodin, you see, like, Leah, like, glance at the papers. She's not really paying close attention. She's picked up one, but you have, like, this gut feeling. You heard about something ages ago, about someone doing something like one of the urchins trying to, like, get some work. and about lining up in a
Yeah.
place like this and then having to fill out forms not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Triplicate. That way one can be lost and then found and lost again.
Exactly. So you're
Very Vogon of them.
you think that might be required without necessarily like having rolled the check yourself. You just recall this information.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not sure, Leah, that you know what you're doing. You're not from here, are you?
Is it that obvious?
I mean, you know you've said it. Yes, because you're not doing the right thing with the forms. You have to have them filled out in triplicate. Minimally.
Leah just looks at you like you're crazy. Like, has no idea what you're talking about.
You need 3 forms. Identical copies.
Why?
Because that's the system of red tape that they put in place. Just don't ask them to read you any poetry. Your ears will bleed.
Such question as why has been uttered by many lips in real life. Don't know if you've been to one of these locations, but I don't know. I know it's called something different over in the US, where like employment, like service lines and stuff like that.
It's different, but they still have the whole carbon copy thing
Carbon
where you
copy thing,
write on
yeah.
the form and you have to
Right.
write hard enough so it makes 3 copies because you
yeah.
have to have 3 copies.
Yeah.
And
You get the
Yeah.
picture. It's bureaucracy at its height, at its peak.
Yeah, you're gonna
Which
have
is
the
why
white one, the yellow one, and the pink one.
bureaucrats.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's like writing tax forms, except you're just trying to get some work. Jesus.
So, Leah will then ask Mirren, like, so how do I do this?
Yeah.
Because Mir didn't know enough that he can
Yeah.
walk her through it
Yeah.
to not botch it up.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. I didn't think we
let-
want to spend all session on bureaucracy, so I'm trying to help.
I'll get you to make another
Keep it
society
moving.
check, please, though.
Sure.
Just to see how thorough you are. You're already caught on and you can do the basics, but how thorough you are. Oh,
Well, I'm going to hero point that because we need to get things moving.
yeah, cool. It's much
Hey, that's a little
Much better.
It's at
All
least
right.
above a 10.
Yeah.
No, it's great. So you
Hey,
actually
that-
notice
that's my
something?
requirement for this game. I celebrate whenever we get above a 10 on the dice.
You
know?
notice something when you're filling
Some
these
reason.
forms out, especially the fact that you have to fill them out 3 times. You actually notice that there's some small print at the bottom that says that these forms must be accompanied by an authorization of release of private information form. And when you go and get the authorization of release of private information form, you can see that that form needs to be countersigned and stamped by the clerk of public affairs.
So many steps, my
So-
goodness.
Who else is from this town? Are any of the others from here?
Anders. I mean,
Anders is.
I'm technically from here, but I'm not from here. But yeah, I mean,
But you're
Anders
not,
is the
yeah.
one. Anders is from
Lee
here.
is far away.
I would ask Anders if he knew of any judge or person of authority that we could use to expedite the process with political clout.
What about
this
Rontal?
must be done.
Rontal Tane might.
Rontal would be an option if his position has authorization to do that. I don't know.
All right, let
would
me jump in.
Would a diplomacy check help for that or no?
You can make one. You tell me what you're wanting to help with, and
Just like from, I don't know, like helping. I guess diplomacy is probably not the thing. It's probably more society. So never mind.
so Anders doesn't have the greatest society, but he did roll a critical 20.
Oh,
That'll do it. Damn.
So Anders will be like, yeah, I know someone. It's just actually down the road from here. My cousin's father's brother had to use
Twice
him
removed
once.
on my sister's
Yeah,
side.
yeah. And yeah, he will actually grab that form once you filled it out and run it while you're filling out the rest, and he'll run it down and get it stamped
Perfect.
and bring it back, and you guys can hop into line. So with all of that bureaucracy out of the way, it's taken a while to do all of that in game, but you know, it is what it is. You eventually will get through the line, and you will meet Corinthia. She is an obnoxious, angry, entitled, and often racist woman who uses her privilege to get her way. She's stocky, blonde, white, with an inverted bob that is longer in the front and short in the back, resulting in a sharp angle when viewed from the side. She wears heavy makeup, and you can definitely smell her from a long distance away, as the potpourri perfume that she wears is immediately identifiable.
You said her name is
I will
Karen?
ask her what's her
Corinthia,
fortune told.
yes, Karen. Corinthia is her name.
Carenthia, yeah.
Yes, yes.
So
I will take out my fortune reading things and ask her if she wants her fortune read before we get to business.
oh God, please roll over 10.
Diplomacy?
Diplomacy?
He said fortune telling.
I know.
I mean,
But he's
I can
asking
well,
her.
I'll aid in diplomacy. Can I aid in Can I aid in that?
And then, yeah, so we're figuring out how interested she is. Good. Yeah. So, she looks up
Dice
at you
load.
and goes, "Forms, please."
I hate your dice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll introduce myself and hold out my hand, and she shakes it.
No, she will not touch your
No,
hand.
she will not.
Burden will hand her the forms.
No.
Burden will hand her the forms.
Yeah, she'll look at the forms, and she'll look up, and she goes, "Finally, someone that knows what they're doing. I see here that you have filled out a request for business information form. 1, 2. You have all 3. Are they the same?" She's like looking at each line. "Yes, they're the same." And she lets out a big sigh as if she's like, ugh. And she's like, "Okay." And then, "Have you got the accompanied but yes, it's over here. Authorization of release of private information. That's been filled out correctly. And the stamp of the public office." All right. Yes. We can make sure that we can do this for you. Now, what is it that you're actually looking for?
Information on creative waste solutions and their creative waste solutions.
Oh, is that right? And so she'll just like, okay, just wait a minute. And she'll like turn around and go over to a filing cabinet. She'll pull it open. She starts like going through files. Finally finds it. Pulls it out. She goes, yes. Creative waste solutions, labor. Okay, very good. Oh, yes. Looks like that they are a subsidiary of of the Wayfinder Foundation. Unfortunately, I am unauthorized to talk anymore about that. So we've been here for like literally half an hour trying to fill out the correct forms, all of this stuff. And she goes, "Okay, but what I can do," and she gets out a stamp and stamp several of these documents, and she goes, "Okay. If you just exit this building, go 2 blocks that way, you'll get to the corporate offices of the Wayfinder Foundation, and these will hopefully expedite your process here. Good luck."
Like I said, they're just gonna keep making us go everywhere. It's an endless cycle, guys.
I will
Just a
look
quick
up.
question. Is the Wayfinder organization, are they a subsidiary of yours or are you a subsidiary of theirs?
She says, "No, LES is a subsidiary of the Wayfinder Society. We are not."
No, Creative Waste is the subsidiary. LES isn't.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Right.
Other way
Are you-
around. Yes.
So are you not connected with them?
So it's subsidiary of subsidiary. Yes.
I show
So
I show her the
Right.
wait, hang on. I show her the rubbing that we found, and I ask her, like, it says here an LES initiative beside Creative Waste Solutions.
Yes, but their oversight is by the Wayfinder Society.
Okay. I look at her in the eye, and I smile and I say, "Thank you very much for your help today."
Oh, you're very welcome.
What is the hierarchy of who's over who?
Okay, so
Because
yeah, let me double check that and get this official for you. All right, so Creative Waste Solutions was the main name on the plate, and then in harder decipherable words was an initiative of LES. So Creative Waste Solutions is on the bottom. LES is above them. So Labor Employment Solutions. And then above LES is the Wayfinder Society. So
okay, so Wayfinder Society is above them.
Yes.
Who's at the top?
That's a good question. If you want to know that, that would be
Yes, that's why
society
I asked.
check.
I am terrible at society, so just
Well,
remember.
I was asking her while we were there.
Oh, her?
What the position was. Yeah.
Does she know? Let's find out if she knows.
But she told us we had to go talk to them, and I was
Yeah.
just curious if they're above or below her, like in the totem pole.
So she is effectively like a receptionist, but her reception area is LES. Now, the information that you're looking for is for LES, but in order to release that information, you have to get the oversight. So she doesn't report to the Wayfinder Society. Like, she's not employed by them per se. She's a receptionist of LES. It's kind of like a government oversight, which hands out pay to all of them. So she's just on their payroll, kind of thing, and then she just filters people to where they need to go.
Yep.
That's the kind of idea of what's going on here.
It's just a big web.
So you're saying she might not know their position?
She might not know who's in charge of the Wayfinder Society, and on a 2, she doesn't.
Well, no. The only thing is, I was saying, is she in charge of does she know if LES or Wayfinders is above? Not who's in charge of that, but which one of those two is above each other?
So
just out of those,
it's like an affiliation rather than an above situation. Effectively,
okay.
What is the problem here is the type of information that you're trying to get, not necessarily who's below or above who. This is like corporate information, and corporate information is covered by the Wayfinder Society for the LES, whereas general inquiries would just go to the LES. This is not considered a general inquiry. This is considered a corporate inquiry.
Yep, no problem. I'm just trying to make sure I understand.
Yeah,
because there's a lot.
It is.
We're good.
Eventually, when you do get to the corporate offices of the Wayfinder Society, there's a few things that you will notice. You will notice that there's a lot of advertising here of products, specifically of wayfinders. Wayfinders are like compasses, but with an extra layer. They basically they have a slot in them for Aeon stones. In Pathfinder, Aeon Stones don't just like rotate around your head like in D&D. They can do that, but they can also be placed into a Wayfinder to provide a passive buff as well as activatable abilities. And so Wayfinders are compasses that have Aeon Stones that can be slotted into them to provide more benefits. And there are different Wayfinders for different purposes. So they're a magical compass that have bonus things. And a number of these are on display in these corporate offices with advertising for them in addition to everything else. And eventually you will meet with someone there. And it says here, you will they will take all your paperwork and they will take your contact details, and the officer will contact the CEO and will be in contact with us within 10 business days. With that officiation.
So we have to wait 2 more weeks?
At the moment, yeah, that's what she's saying.
Awesome.
This process is awful.
The Wayfinders, do they have like prices or anything? Or is there any indication about what kind of range of prices they are?
Yeah. Okay, so the base model is 28 gold pieces. And effectively the resonant power is light, so you can cast light from the Wayfinder. That's the very base model. There are others of a similar base. The main one that's been advertised the most here is called a fashionable Wayfinder. That one's 50 gold pieces, and it has a resonant power that can like change the look of clothing instantly, basically makes you look more fashionable. That one's extremely popular. And then probably the highest one that's advertised, probably not the highest one that's available, but the highest one that's advertised here will be a series of elemental Wayfinders. There's air, earth, and fire specifically, and those are worth 650 gold pieces each.
What do they do?
Their resonant power. The air one casts lightning bolt. The earth one casts stone skin, and the fire one casts fireball, all at 4th level. Oh, there's a water one as well that casts 4th level hydraulic torrent.
But no wood one, huh?
There might be. Let me just double check that. I don't see a wood one right now.
650 gold pieces? Jesus.
Correct. Yep. So that's the kind of range that you're looking at that's advertised here. Even the bare base minimum one, 28 gold, is more gold than you've saved for your entire life. That's a lot.
Well, I look at those prices and I
What is
immediately,
gold?
I immediately think,
What is gold?
holy inflation.
Yeah, 280 silver pieces, that is. Leah. 280 silver.
Oh, I thought gold was just a myth, a legend.
Yeah.
You're telling me it's real?
It is real. But yeah, kind of brutal.
Okay, so are we going to just let this be, or are we going to try to speed this up? I wonder if diplomacy would speed things up.
You can try.
Let's do it.
I'll aid you.
Sure.
Okay.
It's pretty good. And the aid.
Gotta find it. There it is. I said roll.
Nice.
So, my diplomacy, or my angle is that we're undertaking something for Montaltain. He's tasked us with performing this task, and your cooperation would go a long way towards fulfilling this task for the face of the council.
Okay. The receptionist will look up as soon as you say Runteltain and will say, okay, I'll make sure it's in the fast-tracked line. Likely means that within 5 business days you'll hear something. So you've halved the time.
Would any silver shave more time off?
You can attempt to bribe if you want.
That's fine.
I don't know if this one's take kindly to bribes.
Oh, I think it's the other way around. I think that this one is very susceptible, but I don't feel like doing it.
Okay.
I don't know. She looks expensive.
Which is why it would probably take gold pieces and not silver pieces.
Possibly. Either way, you're not trying to do that, so you have 5 business days to wait.
Is everybody
I can
okay
charm
with
her with music.
If she's a music fan, maybe. I don't know if she's a music fan.
I'll just have you heard of I'll just start listing off the greats, all the music people that are most heard of.
In Sean? Because you know Sean, you know all of the bands that are hot in Sean. You list off half a dozen, great up and coming bands in Sean, and the look on this woman's face is like, who the hell? You might recognize one of them and go, oh yeah, they're all right. I think they're doing a tour soon.
It's gonna be great. I've mastered a few of their songs if you'd like to hear them.
Let's ask her, is there any kind of expedited process that we can pay for?
We've done pretty well on our diplomacy checks so far.
I'm willing to make another roll. I don't mind.
Let's have a look here. Okay, so Device 42 says that, and she looks over and sees him, and she will make eye contact with you, Device 42, and then she will look at the wall, she will and she's drawing your eye to that place in the wall.
Okay, I'll look.
And you see one of those pneumatic cylinder situations.
I'm gonna go over to it.
It's behind the thing,
Oh.
so it's on her side of the thing. But
Okay.
she doesn't say anything, and you think that's probably for a reason. But her eyes like go over there, and she's drawing her eyes over there, and intimating that that is probably the way. And she will like look down at the paperwork, and she will start to roll it. And as she rolls it, you will see something glittering in her hands, and then it will just like fold back, and then she just like has the rolled up paper, and she goes, "No, sir," like that. Unfortunately, the processes are as they are.
Okay.
And
Well,
she's
thank you for your
hoping-
help.
She's hoping that you pick up on this. Make me a perception check.
All of us or just him?
Oh, whoever's paying attention. That's a good roll. Device 42 thinks she is intentionally saying an untruth, and that the flash of something precious means that she is willing to take a donation here to put it in that pneumatic cylinder.
So she's got the paper rolled up. Is it conveniently positioned that I could maybe just drop a gold coin into that roll?
Oh, yeah.
I'll drop a gold coin in there.
Okay.
A gold coin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you drop a gold coin in there, and she'll nod, and she'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, so I hope you have a nice day."
I hope you do as well.
And she will take it, and she will tip the rolled up paper ever so slightly, and you'll see just a glint of gold drop into her hand, and she'll put the paper into the pneumatic cylinder, and
To the front of the line. So how long will we have to wait now?
It's she didn't say,
Okay. I
because
assume it's
obviously
like
her job is to tell you what information she already has told you, but
Yeah.
it's going to be quicker. Out of character, I will tell you. You'll know by tomorrow in game.
Okay. Great. I nod. Thank you very much. And
Where are we on the map? Sorry.
You are
Yeah,
sorry.
correct.
You are here in Haven Point still.
Okay.
I will
Yes.
exit the building.
Yep, I'll follow suit.
Now, since we gotta wait, I guess I'll go visit a nice lady.
Yeah, you're right. At the moment, you're right on the border with Lower Market, and Dantina's house is
Right
you know,
there.
a lot of blocks away. No. She's in the Haven Point.
Oh,
She's-
okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, but like it's a significant walk. Talking like maybe 10-15 minutes. That's fine. You can make it. Like it's not a problem.
Where are the two things that located that we need to do? Like,
So the let's see. So Tharlan Point. Let's see. Just gotta check here. Tharlan Point is where the family has gone missing. So it's not too far away. You just have to go through one checkpoint to go there. And we're here, so it's, you know, again, from where we are right now, it's actually about the same distance, or maybe 15 minutes to get to Tharlan Point, and 10 minutes to get to Dantina, so they're in opposite directions. She's in the same district, but it's just on the other side of the district. It doesn't matter either way. This is still relatively the start of the day. So yeah, if you want, you can take some time to go and visit her. That's absolutely fine.
I'll accompany her just because.
Yeah.
I'll be in like a guarded escort.
All right. So I'll just paint a picture here. You go and visit her. She's happy to see you. She'll make you tea. Stuff like that. We can finish on that here in a minute, but what I want to do is paint you a picture of what the next session will start with. So you will knock on a door of a pretty run-down house, which is where you have been instructed to go. An elderly man will open the door. And he is expecting someone to come, and he will open the door ajar and establish who you are. Once you say that you've come from Rontaltain, he will let you in. And he will talk to you about the disappearance of the family whose home he is looking after. That talking to you will be next time that we play, and he'll lay out what happened and why he's concerned and what's going on for us next time. So we'll finish the session knowing that that's there, but is there anything that you want to do with Dantina specifically, or on our way from there to Tharlan Point, that we want as information as we finish up the session? Like, these are the last sort of things that we'll do for today.
Like for me, I would just try to pay attention to the streets and see if there's like anything different happening to like today as opposed to yesterday.
Okay.
Like unrest, like people getting upset, etc., etc.
Sure. I will address that in a moment.
Sure.
Puppy?
Well, Leah will probably greet Dentia, and well, just basically they'll sit down to chat and just kind of go on what she's been experiencing in the city, and like just have a full-blown conversation on like what she's been up to. Like, she's known this lady her whole life.
Okay.
Almost like she's her grandmother.
Yeah. That's lovely. She will be absolutely thrilled that you have decided to come and spend time with her. She will actually break out some cake that she has baked. It's a little dry, but it's like it's kind of like fruit cake, I suppose. And it has like a syrupy topping that's quite sweet and sort of fights away some of the dryness of the cake a little bit, covers the fruit, and it sort of is just sort of like probably to you that like it's reasonably nice, but to anyone who's had one, like this is not. Obviously, the fruit that was made
Like,
wasn't exactly fresh, and so it's not.
I think it's
not the
great.
best.
honestly, Leah will probably be like the best thing ever to Leah. She's never had cake. This is the first time she's
just
ever had cake.
Just
So
soak it in
she's
the
like,
tea.
this is so good. What is this sugary substance?
Yeah. It's sugar, dear. Mixed with water.
I had no idea.
Uh,
We didn't get much. We didn't get any cake in the orphanage.
yeah. She
Your
would
tea-
be
your-
absolutely
your-
thrilled to have.
I will say that I will compliment her on her tea. I'll say your tea is delightful, madam.
Again, it's very, very strongly bergamot flavored.
Yeah, the tea's not as great as last time I tried it.
I wonder why. You know exactly why. You know that there were certain noises and gestures coming from a certain person over there the last time that you had that tea. And every time you tasted something different, he had made slightly different gestures and sounds. But yes. Very good, guys. Really appreciate the actual playing characters and getting to know people and role playing. Really appreciate that. Hope that that has been a good time for you. We will come back next time with meeting with the housekeeper. And he will let us know what the situation is with his missing family. It's not his family, but it's the family of the house that he keeps, and he has known them a long time, so he'll talk about that more next time. And that will be the title of the next session, These Missing Thranish Citizens. I hope you've had a good time today, even though it's been mostly like information and getting to know stuff and a lot of bureaucracy that you weren't necessarily expecting. So hopefully that's been okay. We will be back next week with more, so be tuned into that. And DM and I will be playing probably more Last Epoch, maybe something else, but we'll see, on Thursday night. And we've got more Shangshan, which is our Eastern themed RPG run by him on Saturday evenings, which is going really well. Looking forward to that. So, yeah, we'll catch you soon. Let me jump over to the ending screen and we'll raid out to another fine RPG channel. Thanks for being here. Look after yourselves. Be kind to one another. From me, Matt Nahat, and from all of us here, thanks for being here, and we'll catch you on the flip side.